He couldn't have done it, Consul. He was with me all night. Bam. Just lies right to the Consul's face. About sex. In 1903.
For pity's sake, can we at least introduce the book before you dive headfirst into the climax? That's Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, what is it now? The 17th book in the Shadowhunter extended universe.
17th. Feels like the 77th. This woman will not stop. It's like those cat books you made me read last year. Remember, warriors? How many cat clans can there possibly be? This is the same thing, but with moody teenagers stabbing demons instead of fluffy stabbing Snowball over territory disputes.
It was one book, and Firestar's quest is a masterpiece of feline political intrigue, unlike your insistence that Twilight is high literature. And for the record, Chain of Gold is technically the start of a new trilogy within the universe, though admittedly the barrier to entry is significant.
Significant? You need a Shadowhunter PhD. Reviewers are saying you gotta read like 15 other books and a bunch of short stories just to know who these people are. Who has that kind of time? And don't even get me started on the author. People online are calling her a cyberbully. A plagiarist. There are links. Why are we even talking about this?
We are talking about it because it's popular, regardless of the alleged controversies. Can we perhaps focus on the text, the characters? James Herondale, for instance, our protagonist, afflicted by
being a complete idiot. This Grace Blackthorn slaps some magic mojo bracelet on him, and suddenly he's head over heels, ignoring the perfectly good Cordelia who's been making eyes at him forever. He's like my cousin Gary after 3 beers, 0 critical thinking skills.
It's demonic influence, woven into a complex emotional tapestry. James is struggling with his heritage, his strange shadow powers, and yes, Grace is manipulative, a designated antagonist by most readers, though some offer a more nuanced, Grace apologist perspective, suggesting she's a victim herself.
Victim? She's controlling him. That's not nuanced. That's messed up. And don't get me started on her mother, Tayana. Can fucking choke, one reviewer said. Harsh, but after reading about her, yeah, I get it. She's like Miss Havisham mixed with that creepy doll from The Conjuring.
The maternal trauma is certainly a driving force, but let's not overlook Matthew Fairchild, the quintessential tortured poet archetype. I think too much and I drink too much. That is always my problem. There's a tragic depth there.
Oh, Matthew. My precious, overdressed, drunken bean. He's the only one making any sense, probably because he's usually hammered, and he might be in love with Cordelia too. This isn't a love triangle, it's a love dodecahedron. And what about Anna Lightwood? Iconic, apparently. Wears suits, breaks hearts, might have hooked up with Virginia Woolf. Now that's character assassination I can get behind, speculate wildly. I bet she left Virginia Woolf for, I don't know, Mata Hari.
There is absolutely no textual evidence for Mata Hari. Anna represents a fascinating exploration of gender, non-conformity in the Edwardian era. And Cordelia, our actual heroine, is quite compelling. Persian heritage. Wielding the legendary sword Cortana, hopelessly devoted.
Hopelessly devoted to an idiot who's afraid of ducks. Ducks. One quote literally says, "This is bad enough without mentioning ducks. What is wrong with these people? Is the duck phobia genetic? Is that why fans forgive James? Because his dad probably hated pigeons or something."
The fandom does have its unique logic, which brings us to the crucial question. Setting aside the author drama, the endless sequels, the duck phobia, is Chain of Gold actually any good?
Good. Depends what you mean by good. Do you like pain? Do you like angst? Do you like screaming at fictional teenagers to just talk to each other? Then, yeah, it's 5 stars. One reviewer literally threatened the author. If anything happens to my ships, Cassie. Just like that. Another admitted to having incurable brain rot for these books. That's not a recommendation, that's a cry for help.
The prose can be quite evocative, and the depiction of London in 1903, grappling with supernatural threats alongside rigid social structures, is well realized. The lavender marriage subplot with Charles Fairchild and Alastair Carstairs, while tragic, adds layers.
Layers of slime. Charles is a piece of garbage. Dumps his secret boyfriend to marry some girl for his career, then gets played by Grace anyway. Serves him right, and Alastair used to be a bully. See, everyone's awful. Except maybe Matthew. And Anna. Okay, and Cordelia's fine, until she pulls that stunt at the end.
Ah, yes, the ending. Cordelia's lie. He was with me? A desperate, self-sacrificing act to save James from false accusation, leading to a fake engagement. It's pure melodrama, ripped from the classics.
Ripped from a soap opera. Why lie about sex? Just trip the console. Create a diversion. Release some ducks. Anything but locking yourself into a sham marriage with Captain Oblivious. We got a listener email asking, Dear Heartbook Radio, if Grace Blackthorne were a cocktail, what would she be? Easy. A slippery nipple with actual poison in it.
That's disturbingly apt. Look, the book is divisive. The 5-star reviews call it perfection. The 1-star reviews are often just attacks on the author by people who admit they haven't even read it. One literally said they put it on a watch list just to comment.
Exactly, it's pure chaos. People either worship this series like a cult or want to burn it in a tire fire. There's no in between.
So, the final verdict? It's time for the rating.
Okay, factoring in the addictive drama, the infuriating characters, the author baggage, and the sheer audacity of that ending, I give Chain of Gold 4 out of 7 unnecessary love polygons. It's trash, but it's compelling trash.
While I acknowledge the problematic authorial context and the narrative reliance on, well, idiocy, the world building remains intricate, and the character angst, however overwrought, is strangely effective. I award it a conflicted 5 out of 9 required previous readings. Read it, don't read it. But people will certainly keep talking about it.
Whatever. Next week we're tackling a real literary achievement. My sentient toaster oven demands blood. Sounds uplifting.
I hate this station. You've been listening to Heartbook Radio. Try not to get brain rot.